do in the Smoke Shop Raid case.
Involved in the infamous 2003 Smoke Shop Raid.
The Smoke Shop Raid saga is not over yet.
Members of the Narragansett Indian tribe convicted in the Smoke Shop trial.
Today in the Smoke Shop Raid criminal
moment
case.
in Rhode Island's history.
The Smoke Shop Raid trial
Excessive force during the 2003 raid at the Narragansett Indian tribe smoke shop in Charlestown.
I don't know how to tell a person to be good and how to tell them to take action. I think spirit moves you to do the right thing. Asko Ikwasin, that means hello. My name is Bella Noka. My traditional name is Red Wind, which is Mishki Wupai of the Narragansett Tribal Nation. I'm a Narragansett Tribal Elder.
My name is Randy Noka, Main Street name. Tribal name is Paponi Makwasham, which is Winter Wolf. Tribal Elder, husband, father, grandfather. Some of my experiences, I was a tribal councilman for 20 years. An ambassador for the tribe, beyond the tribe, first vice president for the National Congress of American Indians, vice president for the United South and Eastern Tribes, vice president for Native American Fish and Wildlife Society. I've sat on a number of commissions and boards relating to tribal issues. We're but a few of what remains of the Aboriginal people of this country. What used to number in hundreds of millions, and now it's 3-4 million. All of us, total 3 or 4 million. What used to be hundreds of millions of people, Aboriginal people, Narragansett and Apache, Mashantucket Pequot, Seminole, all the tribes that exist today. Sadly, tens of thousands of tribes that no longer exist, wiped out by the genocidal folks that came across the ocean. You know, I'm one of the Narragansett side of me, I'm one of roughly 3,500, up used to the number in the tens of thousands. 3,500. And what happened to all my ancestors? They were killed off, be it genocidal warfare, genocidal disease. They were killed off. My people don't exist like we used to. Never mind the lands that we don't have anymore or not under our control, but that's something that no one else, you're different from me. I'm not different from you, you're different from me. This is my country. This is where my ancestors lived and died. Every step I take out there, every step anyone takes out there, it's the land of the Narragansett, and you're walking upon the bones and the blood of my people. Today we're on the lands, the Aboriginal lands of the Narragansett Indian tribe, specifically the smoke shop. It was 20 years ago, July of 2003, we opened this smoke shop, and it may be, for those watching, it may be part of their memory. It was a big international, never mind national, event. We had business going for a couple days, but the state at the time was Governor Kacheri. We were back and forth. Taxation laws apply. Taxation, no, we're sovereign. They don't apply. Cigarette taxes, we're selling them tax-free. Economic development has not been a good thing for the tribe because we've been stymied by state interactions and frustration.
It was a proud moment for us. We were finally going to get some form of economic development for our people. As a sovereign nation, you have that right to take care of your people.
We had been in negotiations with the governor. We had intentions of opening a smoke shop. The governor disagreed with it, saying we had to have a state tax stamp in order to sell cigarettes. We felt we didn't. We're Aboriginal nation with the right to govern how we wanted to, including whether we tax or not cigarettes. Despite the disagreement with the governor, we opened the smoke shop.
We were excited about it. We witnessed the first truck pull up and bring the cigarettes, and we were seeing all the cars lined up along the streets waiting to come in. to make a purchase. I had pulled over on the side of the road because I had an intergenerational program which teaches young adults to work with the elders in exchange of wisdom. And when we pulled over, I simply just was going to ask my husband for a couple of dollars at that time.
One of our council, I was insight into it that I was at the tribal headquarters with Chief and I doing business and all. One of our council people was heading to the airport going on tribal travel. Long story short, he passed what was numerous state trooper vehicles down the road from the reservation. He called the headquarters and said, "Chief, I think the troopers are coming in." And we had no idea. They were mustered down there. He just thought that might be. He said, "Hey, there's a bunch of troopers down here. I don't know, but they might be coming down our way to the smoke shop," because it had been an issue of disagreement. So the chief and I and others, sales were going fine. We went down just to see what might happen. And sure enough, and I'll never forget it, and there was my wife and the kids, different people just standing around, not knowing anything was going to happen for sure. It was just the third day of what was a prosperous business for the tribe.
I remember him saying, "Whoa, whoa, here they come, here they come." And I looked up, and there was all these state troopers rushing in. They weren't walking, they went running in. And they had dogs, and the dogs were biting our leaders, our tribal council leaders. And I remember some of the council go up the steps to try to protect the door and keep it shut. And I remember them throwing our medicine man to the ground and throwing my husband to the ground, and they stepped on him like he was a dog. I remember at one point our tribal police officer being thrown to the ground, being so disrespected. These are federal police officers, and they were being disrespected like this. Now they came in with guns and batons and whatever you call them, tasers. Anything, from my understanding, it was considered a SWAT team. And there were over 50 plus state troopers there.
You guys came in with 52 troopers. Have you ever used that kind of force before? He says, "Yeah, when we raided the Hells Angels drug house." The raid of the Hells Angels drug house, the same amount of force they used to raid the Narragansett Indian Smoke Shop.
And there was this one in a white t-shirt, I can remember him. He was on steroids because he was just going in and just going wacko, throwing people to the ground. And then I remember I told them to get off my husband, and they grabbed me and they slammed me to the ground. And I was in fetal-like position, and the officer sat on my backside. And this may, sorry, Randy, but I could feel his body throbbing on my body. And it still makes me sick. And I'm saying this because I never been raped, but I was violated. And even now I can feel it. That's how damaging it was. I remember my kids yelling for me and my son reaching for me, and they took him and threw him face first on the ground in the gravel. And my daughter ran around the crowd, and she put the state trooper in a headlock. and threw him to the ground. She's all of 5 feet. And she threw him on the ground, and then they went after my chief, and they had, again, the dog was nipping at him, and it was like something out of the 60s movies that I witnessed before. And they broke my cousin's ankle inside of the smoke shop. And they were so disrespectful, so disrespectful.
We know that we are the reminders of their ugly secrets that they try to keep from their children and their great-grandchildren. And as long as they can do that, we will always feel that knee in our neck, that power over us. I believe that the world is waking up and they are done. They've had enough, and time will change all things. And the time is now. Until people like Lincoln Alman, Governor Kucheri, Patrick Lynch, who was the Attorney General, Colonel Steve Parry, Claire Richards, who is the legal counsel for Kucheri and Lincoln Alman and Gina Raimondo, and still presently there. Joe Larissa, who is the town solicitor, who is paid to oppress us, until they get that knee out of our neck, until their special interest people that they serve get that knee out of our neck, this will forever be. It's not just going to be the smoke shop. It will be countless other things to come. We go by 3 and 4 rules, and they hold us up in court with deep pockets. And those deep pockets are enough to stifle our voices. They take away our political power, any power that we have, and they just ride it out into the wind until there's no more people standing. My great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren will hear these, the echo. They will hear the echo of my voice, of Randy's voice, of other tribal leaders. And these documents, this documentation that you have put together, they will hear it. They will see us in force. And they will do what's right because it's their responsibility for the next 7 generations. And you better feel me in the wind. Aho.